Greetings, mortals. I am Natas, the ruler of the underworld, and today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of My Academia, chapter 413, titled Leaden Mass. I don't really know if I would really call this a mass at this point because, everything's a bit more stable if you look at it in certain way. I guess you could kind of say it's a mass because Kosha is kind of using now are like small little bits of beginning of the beginning of the final saga in its story to like kind of go full circle or referencing stuff from that, but and those are some controversial opinions on how people have stances on certain points, but whatever, it's what you can do, I guess, about these masses. But yeah, anyways, we start this chapter off in this like weird flashback, current spatial world as we see All Might's vestige looking back as he, I guess, sees what Star and Stripes did when she was having her quirk being stolen by All for One, how she fought back, and we see her there ripping it apart a bit as she's crawling, like ripping more and more. She sees that in that like weird combination of Off One, the Shigaraki, there's like a person being swallowed deep inside a bunch of hands still holding it back. As we have, so I started looking there as she sees a little child crying, being Tenko, as she sees as he's slowly being decayed. As in the current Westworld, she points to that like one little bigger hole in the rest of this black hole, like a bit more of an emphasis. Like there's no building, so I think being around that kind of opening, as she tells All Might, Master, there's a there's a forlorn there's a forlorn little boy inside there. As she points there, there's like a little crack, like you can kind of see a little glowing light in that like little crack. Basically, that was her point, that she would leave a little opening for them to explore there to bring Tanko or whatever the plan exactly is. Again, it could go any ways you kind of view it. As then Omar's like, ugh! As they have Edge be like, oh Might, you will meet your end should you drift off now. Remain conscious! I'm barely conscious, in fact. So am I gonna live like a snake for the rest of my life now? As almost like I guess he passed out a bit from all the fatigue and lack of adrenaline and all that type of stuff. Like he was way past that already, and now he's even worse. And then Achatek tells All Might, "Without an earpiece, I do not know the latest news, but Midoriya is likely still battling." I mean, he's using using logic to determine what's going on. Although, granted, I know you think, do you have ES no headshot? As they have All Might saying, well, fake it is he's starting to slowly stand up. He's laying down is probably not gonna help you from falling asleep. It's almost like a dream. No, I know this sensation. Flashback to when he was in the hospital, trying to link to see what's going on in the vestige world, or at least the best he can get. As he says, just like back then, we see him holding the we see him holding Zako's arm as he's in those what they're called. I'm blanking the name now. This is so stupid when I blank on the name. Well, his bandaged up arm, as almost like even this far apart, I can feel one for all. Its very will finds its way to me. As he's looking up, as I kind of but this is all blood and everything. As then he says, that power we spun together bit by bit is coming unraveled. As Acha looks up at him, I'm not sure if Acha knows exactly details on All For One because again, like the top three, I believe know everything when it comes to All For One, but I'm not sure if people like Acha know. I mean, I feel like he would, but I don't think so. Regardless, Acha is just there like a little snake and listening to him. Maybe he's gonna ask him. Maybe they're gonna be like, a lot more concerned about what's going on as we have a giant dust cloud explosion or giant dust cloud next to Mount Fuji, being the battle between Shiraki and All For One, Shiraki and Izuku. As we have them kind of like flying in the air, clashing. As we have Shiraki analyzing something like, "What the hell was that? How could she be floating through my head? Since they know about what's going on in the Vestige world. As Shogi thinks, you should have been totally obliterated, since that's kind of the thing. Like he didn't get the quirk, but she died completely. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that she's still around. As then he thinks of, as long as people stand up to save each other, someone will inherit that will of heroism. Which I think it might be what she said at the end. I don't know. I've only read the Star and Stripes chapters once over, so I'm kind of blanking on the names exactly, but what exactly kept us said. But I guess she did say something like this. Oh, I'm assuming that's what she said doing. Well, when she was being a pure skeleton. But yeah, as they were Shoki kind of getting a little grin, it's like, that ain't gone yet. Your Amber's there to hunt me. Yeah, I guess he is getting a bit of an exciting thing meant from this kind of thing. As they have Deku being, who I guess was sent back and being like hitting the ground and being slammed across it. Like, oh! It's getting reeling from the pain. It's like, oh, oh. As he remembers the first chapter, as Oma told him, you can be a hero. As if Izuku starting to think to himself, what do you mean I have to part ways with all for one for all? Why? Explain it to me second. Did they not give him their names? Like, did the second and third not tell Izuku what they were named before? But regardless, the second tells him to calm your heart or else he'll catch wind of their plan. I'm guessing his plan, or maybe he's just gonna get an opening. As they have the second explain to Izuku, that dark mass within Shigok is solid as a ball of lead. It's made up of every little kernel of anger within him, his frustration, his discontent, and his memories too. All were drawn together into a single united mass. As we see Shigaraki, I'm not sure this is a flashback to Shigaraki when he was, before he came back from the dead, or if this is just a visual representation, but one of the two, he's there as he is walking that like massive bunch of random shit. As then we get like this. Honestly, kind of reminded me of the early days in My Academia's art style, where we have Shiraki like just smiling grinnily and evilly as his white hair is uh, almost like fused. Kind of looks like it's fusing itself with his skin, but of it like this very like again very kind of intimidating battle of him just walking of pure evil and not humanity at all. As Seka says, it represents his unshakable resolve, a spirit solidified by raw hatred. However, Yagi noticed a rift, referring to the beginning of the chapter, as the second tells him, it's likely a scar from his battle against Star and Stripe. As we see it, as in the second tells him, not a physical scar, but a mental one that refuses to be healed up by his regeneration. Well, not a mental regeneration, well, not if regeneration can work on mental damage, but I don't know that's gonna be the case, so it can't be healed by regeneration because regeneration is not mental, it's just physical. Like how the Hood got dumber and dumber the more the fight went on. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. As then we have the second saying to Izuku, what's that got to... Well, Izuku's asking in the second, what's that got to do with One for All? As they have second telling Izuku, now that he's absorbed All for One, Shigaraki is far too powerful. You don't stand a chance pitting strength against strength. Makes sense. Shiguraki does have a lot more quirks that are well more... Well, okay, I'm not exactly certain they are like built exactly to complement one another perfectly, like how Izuku complements all of his quirks together, but more or less, Shiraki has a lot more power behind him than Izuku. Like, Izuku might be giving like small bursts of power that can put Shiraki down, but when it comes to like general build, like baseline, Shiraki is higher than Izuku. So, yeah. And then we have the second telling Izuku, so we can attack from within. The transfer of One for All will smash at that scar. We'll pry it open and give his soul a direct beating. Well, I don't think. I mean, don't you want to save us also? Wouldn't be more likely to? All right, we'll open this place and then grab the child and drag it out. We'll give it to Nana to punish it for all the bad behavior. I can totally see it happening. So yeah, that's the plan. As they have Izuku processing this information is like the transfer will smash the scar. How? As then we have Anne showing up like, hold on, none of this makes any sense. Transferring one for all will just give him our powers to wield, like how he already absorbed Shinomori. As they have the second saying, I'm using a broader meaning of transfer here. Try to keep up. And probably explain to the people who are gonna, mention every single, those people, those of us who like analyze every single word or how doesn't make sense with the previous established powers. So it's like, this is BS, this is BS. I'm kind of getting this kind of vibe from this, explaining it more. He's being a brother. As in, as he looks at. I'm not sure this is like in the beginning chapter or if this is just now as he's looking at the All Might's vestige as the vestige notices that he's staring at him. Maybe he's like looking to see what the vestige is seeing as the second's like, a visual in visualization to get the gist. As then we get I think a flashback to begin the series where they were like visualizing like an example of what's going on. And the other second be like, sure, I've got the gist, just the right analogy. As he's trying to explain to in a way everyone will understand. As he says, when that childhood friend of yours hands you things, how does he do it? As referring to test papers, the test papers when you get it, then you have to give it back. The way that Baku does it, he just has it and throws it in Zuko's face. Like, I'm not giving to you test papers no more, I'm throwing them at you. As Iwazuku's reaction to it be like, unbelievable, he throws it at him. Which again makes me think that the reason why Izuku sit behind Bago is because he knew that if anyone was to sit besides and you will also be get thrown in the face, but Izuku's used to it at this point probably. As Izuku's like, realizes what he means. It was like the right sort of transfer can wound it, can even break the thing being passed. We'll be putting that idea into practice with one for itself. Basically, the one who's gonna be transferring will basically be like, we'll jump at you and open you and damage it that way. As they have the second saying, but frankly, there's no guarantee it will work, so I'll be the test run. I question if that's gonna be really going to actually happen. I don't know. I just feel like someone else is gonna be transferred. As they have everyone be like, wait, you? But your quirk is the strongest of us all. Well, actually, is Gear Shift the strongest one? I mean, I guess it has like the most advantage, but it might have some other things. I guess, for the sake of it, I'll just say his is the strongest. As they have the saying to everyone, remember how only Shinomori was stolen away earlier? If one piece of the whole can be stolen, that suggests that we can also transfer a single piece at a time. Referring to the Shinomori taken. The second saying, we are the factors that were incorporated into one for all. That makes us components of the overall quirk, but also special powered up factors in our own right, with we see Bonjo and his black whip being used in the different manifestations. As they have second saying, as Izuku's getting so up, is like, throw me at him hard enough that I shatter into nothing, and I'll serve as an attack without even giving him control over my power. So basically, we'll give him the power of Gear Shift, but he's not gonna be using it, or some logic like that. As if and be like, as a test one though, use me and my smoke screen instead. I'm the most useless right now. Which is true. I mean, at least he admits that his smoke screen is gonna use this in this point since, Shimogaki has a sensing ability that makes it smoke screen useless, which is a good logic. As then we have the second saying, no, we start with me. why exactly? It's gotta be explained why with him exactly, not and, but we'll see. I guess the logic is like gear shit the second, then and, then I'm assuming they're gonna go down the line. It's kind of confusing on. I mean, I guess. I mean, and okay, Nana, Banjo, and the third are pretty much like the three I would say are the ones who should definitely stay the longest. As then we have Shiraki flying to Izuka's. I think his skin is still hanging up from when he, cocooned himself of it. As we have Shiraki looking down, probably trying to see what they're talking in there. As we have unscreaming, but Gear Chef is the cornerstone of this fight. What if this doesn't go as planned, and then Shiraki has your power on his side? He gets some unreasonable things. As in, Saka says, listen, if we don't act now, the boy's dead. As we have the third, second also saying, part ways with Gear Shift, and you'll be free of the crippling recoil too. A thing, which is an interesting thing. The reason why to remove Gear Shift is also to remove from the thing that's currently damaging him. It's the strongest, but it's also the biggest problem when it comes to the fight right now because the recoil. As then Saka was saying, even if by some horrible miracle he can make use of me, the backlash you're feeling right now should transfer to him as well. Also, now I think that he's also gonna be suffering the recoil that from Izuku using it. Not sure if that way makes the most sense, but whatever. I mean, it's gotta be useful. As they have the third saying, leader, I've been with you every step of the way, but this just seems too risky. Those are more comments than the other ones. Is the first says, like I said, it's a well, he says like saying, responding to his friend, be like I said, it's a gamble. We lived through cruel times to say the least. When up against the wall, we had to make plenty of callous judgment calls. This is like basically this isn't anything new, which is also the reason why he says like this seems risky. Like I lived through the same things you did, and it was shit, but this seems even risky by our standards. As then we have uh, I'm Izuku standing up to ready for the fight. As I'm not. I think Izuku thinking to himself is like nothing could be crueler than this current reality. But even so, this I think it's the second saying this is the second like nothing could be crueler than this current reality. But even so, this boy refuses to throw in the towel. I want to believe he's got the right idea. Getting all this help from you all. Well, we have Izuku saying in some during some point in the story, saying getting all this help from you, All Might. I've been blessed. And Izuku's standing back up, as if Nana finally speaking up, as she says. Even at this late hour, it's not that he's reluctant to relinquish power, nor does he fear death. No matter how impossible, daunting a mission he's been charged with, as she's kind of starting to get teary eyed, as she says, Toshinori, even after coming this far, he still regards one for all. As we get a flashback of the first chapter of My Academia, as we have, I think, All Might telling Izuku, take this to heart, kid. You've earned this power fair and square. As if not saying, as an irreplaceable gift and blessing from the hero he admires most, as if his Shiraki stop being the drama queen descending from the skies. They're going, Sangoku Beast Mode is going to kill Izuku. As we get explanation of how much Shiraki knows on their conversation, as Shiraki says, what you muttering about down there? So he knows they're saying something, but he does not know what they're saying. As they have this saying, Bonjo, you stick with the boy to the end. Basically, you're the first one to manifest, and you're also the most useful one when it comes to the power wise. Like Fajin just kind of increases the power levels, but the others could be going in whatever order. So I guess it's second, and the final one is Bonjo. Then the other three are up to the air. I'm assuming that I wait would I guess the first might be the one that must also stay for the longest because the first would also be the one who the main one that has off one. But I don't know if there's I guess Fajin and the second could go and Nala could go whenever they want or whenever they pick which other they will deem to be the most necessary. Probably Nala because she could keep him from the ground, but Fajin could probably keep the ground from being decayed the most. I don't know. I honestly question if this we're really gonna go this number. I don't know. I just kind of get the impression that Nala might be the what maybe will push the second away, so she'll go first, like the first one to break through it or something. Or maybe she'll jump. I feel like Nala will help in getting her grandson back on the track. If we are, that's where we're going here with this. I don't know. I feel like Nala will play a role here, as we have. The second to Bonjo, your Black Whip is what will keep him alive. As they were saying, hey, watch over him. As the first, like, yes, my hero. Referring to the second again, because that's how he refers to the second and third. As we have the second guy saying, no, we just have to hear it from you, Izuku. What do you say? As Izuku says, as he's passing all this information, explaining everything, why he would be on this stance, is like, I'll do it! As then we have a big blast of Black Whip energy power and all that, as it also rips one of Shiraki's arms off, as Shiraki's like, yeesh, look at you! As Izuku thinks of, I can tell you're well, Shiraki explains what Izuku's doing right now. It's like, I can tell you're reinforcing your tendons and muscles from the inside. It's clear enough since those black coils show right through your skin. As then we have the final statement of the chapter, as Shira says, I'll never guess you were a hero. As we see Izuku right now completely covered with Black Whip, which also kind of seems to give him like a mask that covers his mouth as everything's coming out of his hands. And this is kind of like the vigilante look that Izuku had, but a more shirtless, evil-looking one. Because like Vigilante Deku looks more like a villain or a monster, a demon than a hero because he's so grinding, his outfits are so damaged, the point it looks like he has more fang, like his gloves are so damaged and feet, well his boots are so damaged that they look more like claws than what they're supposed to be. That's kind of what's going on here with Izuku's body being like kind of completely ruptured. Which also kind of goes back to some people being mutated in a way where they kind of look like villains. And that's what's going on with Izuku here. So look, as we get a get a panel with Izuku's hand, as we get a little light, which I guess is the gear shift getting ready to like retrust. Like basically, he's gonna go for a punch that will be very easy for Shiraki to capture to try to take all for one. Well, one for all, and yeah, that's gonna go. But I still question it's gonna be the Sakura or it's gonna be Nana. And yeah, this is the end of and this is the end of chapter. And I think there was a break this week, but because I taking so long for the chapters, we got pretty much totally skip this break. But yeah, anyways. I hope you like this chapter. So yeah, well, I think the chapter is gonna go in the future again. I question if it's gonna be a second or Nana. I feel like one of the two is gonna. I feel like Nana will go do something in this because of the whole vestige thing. Like I could see the second maybe going to like transfer, but then maybe Fajin was gonna say, or maybe Anne or Fajin are gonna be like, no, I should go. By the way, Anne, honestly, I could see since Anne was the predecessor before Nana, I could see him going, but it's like, and Anne grabs on the shoulder, it's like, this is a family matter. I should be the one to deal with it. I should be the one to bring him back or something. Despite her quirk being more useful than Anne's. So I could see something like that. I could either see her pushing the second away and going first to do the main thing. I could see her pushing Anne away or going himself Anne to go be like the first one to bring Shiraki back or something else. I generally I could see her playing a role in some way, but that's it. We gotta see how this is gonna play out now. So yeah, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts in this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.